Hey everybody, it's Captain Jack from 96.7 The Eagle with my special guest Daxx Nielsen of Cheap Trick.
Hey everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Alright, you guys are getting ready to gear up for a big summer tour, hitting the road with Foreigner, always out there doing shows. So
Always.
thought we'd grab you real quick before you take off and ask you 10 questions.
I'm into it.
Alright, here we go. Question number one, we'll start simple. At what age did you start playing drums?
Drums, I started about 12 years old. I started piano when I was 6 years old.
Okay.
And guitar and drums about the same time, about 12.
What drummers do you look up to? What are the ones that influenced you to play?
Phil Rudd from AC/DC. Bunny Carlos taught me a bunch from Cheap Trick. Later on, I liked Matt Epps from Government Mule. Ringo, obviously.
Right.
But he had a pretty good band to play with as well.
Not too bad. So you've had the opportunity to tour the world, meet a ton of great musicians. What has been your oh wow moment? The musician, man or woman that you've met that you went, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm meeting this one.
In November, I met Jimmy Page, and that was pretty much like I've met a lot of cool people, but I didn't think I'd meet Jimmy Page. So
wow.
That was pretty much. And he looked at me and he said, "Hey, what kind of guitar do you play?" And I said, "I play drums. I played Ludwig's." He goes, "John played Ludwig's."
Nice.
I said, yeah, I know. And that was our conversation, but that's enough.
That's plenty. You got to meet Jimmy Page.
Yes, sir.
So that's meeting someone is one thing, but what about something that you've been able to do as the drummer of Cheap Trick? Something besides meeting a person, maybe a place that you went, an event that you took part in?
Making a new album. Going to the studio with Cheap Trick was probably something I never thought I'd do, and I never thought I'd be the official drummer of Cheap Trick ever.
Right.
But it's been 7 years now, and now we have 2 albums. We have one already out and one coming out this summer. So
now you're sitting here with your son. Let's talk about your dad being on the road with your father. Does Rick ever do you ever have any dad moments when he's out on the road?
No, he's Rick on the road.
Really?
He's Rick to me, and I call him Rick, and because I don't ever, I've been a musician and I've been a touring musician for years and years before I got Cheap Trick here.
Sure.
So I never wanted to be like, "Hey, Rhodey, Rick," or "Hey, Rhodey, my dad wants you."
Right, sure.
I don't want to, hey, that's just Rick's kid. I want to be the guy. I want to be the drummer.
And speaking of that, with your son here, what's that like? You have your child, and you hit the road, and you're gone for periods of time. What's that like as a touring musician?
It's rough now. When I was single, I never wanted to come home, and then I got married. I wanted to come home a lot more.
Right,
and
sure,
now I got a kid, and it's like as little on the road as possible at this point. I mean, he's so young. Every day's a new thing. So, and he's a good boy, isn't he?
How about one place that, or a venue that you haven't played yet that you'd like to play?
As much as it sounds weird and kind of scary, I want to go to South Africa or Dubai and Russia, which all 3 places are. I don't actually want to go, but those are, to play. Where Paul McCartney gets to play in the Red Square.
Sure. Kind of like a bucket list thing. You can check that out that you play.
I've been to the UK a bunch. I've been to Europe, but like Germany and Switzerland.
Sure.
And I've never gone to a little deeper.
Okay, so Rockford. When you describe Rockford to people when you're out touring across the country, how do you describe our hometown?
I describe it as an actual community where it's not a suburb, it's not a big city, but it's a city, but there's local restaurants and there's a lot of people that you've known your whole life.
Sure.
It's not just, brand new buildings and all that stuff. So it's really, I think it's a community versus a town.
Sure,
necessarily.
Sure. There's the mayoral race is going on now. We're going to have a new mayor in Rockford real soon. Obviously, just because if your dad ran for mayor, he'd probably win by a landslide. How do you think he'd do as the mayor of Rockford?
He wouldn't be very shady, which would probably be a good thing. Not that I'm saying anybody is. It's politics. I think he's too honest, and he tried to do the right thing too often rather than do what needs to be done, and so, which is mostly the right thing. But you never know. Sometimes you gotta, do a little shady things in order to get the good things through.
Just a little bit. All right, final question here. So, growing up, obviously your situation a little bit different from others. The family dynamic that you had, being musicians and all that. So the big question regarding that, when you were in high school, did all your friends want to come over to the house all the time because your mom's hot?
Yes. I have a friend who's since passed away, but he was my age and he always would hit on my mom, and it was like, she thought it was kind of funny, but gross. And I thought
cute for a moment, and then kind of like whatever.
Do we have to be friends, dude? Anyways. But yeah, she takes good care of herself, and luckily he got his grandma's genes and his mommy's genes instead of daddy's. So.
All right, that's Daxx Nielsen. 10 questions hitting the road this summer with Cheap Trick. Best of luck. Have a good time. Thanks for your time.
Bye bye. My pleasure. See you later.